Hey guys, this is Jules. Today's project share is for our Wild Orchid Crafts YouTube design team. And I recorded the process as I normally try to do so that you guys can see exactly what I did, how I did it, what techniques I used, and what products I used. So I have links to the actual products over on my blog and detailed pictures. Please stay tuned and watch to see exactly what I did with this project. Thanks so much. So I created this layout using Authentique's new paper collection called Carefree. And I used a lot of different Wild Orchid Crafts products, like especially the flowers, and something new, a floral spray that I will show you guys in a later video how to create. So let's get started with the actual video and what I used for creating it. So I just used a couple of the paper designs basically for the base of the layout. This orange one that you see back there. And then I use this wood grain and then some black cardstock. I used my very new Lucky 8 punch from We Are Memory Keepers. I love this. I love this punch. I have two of them, so I'll be playing with the other one soon. So this is a top note shape. So what you want to do is put in your paper and punch out the very top right corner. You slide it in, punch it, flip it around when you get all four corners done so you can do the other four corners. Now there are settings on the very top and you'll be able to see that there. I just turned on the outer cut for the top note. So I'm gonna go ahead and I cut this wood grain design 3/4 of an inch smaller, cut it out again with the punch, and that way a little bit of the black would show through with the same design. So I'm using some of one of my new favorite glues, some Helmar's quick dry adhesive, and just lay that down on this paper here. This is a brighter, just a more solid orange without a lot of design. So I glued it down first and chopped the corners off, rounded them off, and then I distressed the photo mat, which I do with pretty much everything. See, the other side of this wood grain design has all these bees on a honeycomb. It's pretty. I wish they were scattered instead of all going in one direction, but I really like that one, so I'm gonna have to go and get another sheet. So I just tacked that down, and I just wanted a little bit of the black peeking through, just for the touch of the black. I know I use a lot of the ATG, but I can't help myself. So I'm just going to tack it down onto the orange piece there that has the florals. And I didn't know, like this picture that I'm using, I didn't realize I was going to, I didn't know what paper collection to use until I saw this paper that was gifted by Authentique. So thank you so much, Authentique Paper Company. I appreciate it. And it just went really, really well. If you look at some of the pictures, you can see that my nails are that bright orange. So it fit perfectly. And then I'm wearing this black blouse. It just went well. So I liked that. So I used a Fiskars. This is a large scallop with dots or circles or something. I can't remember what it said on the back. I'll have a product list on my blog as far as other things that I used to create the layout, like the punch and stuff like that. So I'm using some Lindy Stamp Gang. It's lump of coal, something like a charcoal gray, a very dark gray, almost black. And I just splattered it down. And when it dries, you'll see this beautiful gold shimmer. It's awesome. Love Lindy's. Love, love, love Lindy's. Just trying to figure out placement here. And I did have a scrap of paper, just a little strip behind the photo mat. Because that's what I wanted there. So I was just trying to figure out another paper element behind the photo. So it found its home there. It's in the very center. And then I'm just going to tag down the photo. I'm using the Ivory Rosette Organza trim from Wild Orchid Crafts. Just using 3 of the rosettes. It softens up the layout and it's going to give it an elegant touch with some flat back pearl centers that I used for those, and you'll see that later on. And I cut these out, the butterflies out from one of the papers from the collection, and framed it with some black soot Um, and then I'm gonna tack those down. I'm just folding them over so they have the little wings are look like they're flapping. So just using some hot glue there. I ended up having to lift a couple of those up because I was putting something else down, some bling and some lace or something. Then I glued them back down. So it worked out fine. If you just add your heat gun to it a little bit just to loosen up the hot glue, it works great. So as you can see, I'm putting the organza rosette trim down, not exactly underneath the photo, like evenly. It's kind of scooted over to the right a little bit. And here's the flat back pearls that a friend gave to me from my stash here. And I'm just going to add them to all the three of the rosette trim. Kind of hard to get in the very center with the swirls of the organza there. So I'm going to make this little like a journaling type of area or a title spot. Wasn't sure quite yet what to do with it, so I set it aside for a little while. So I just cut it out and set it aside. Using my paper distresser. I use paper distress. I distress pretty much everything on my layouts. I did that to the two top notes as well. You can't really see it from here, but I did that. So here is some of my smash tape, the black and white polka dot. It went well. I knew that I wanted to use it for this layout too because I wanted that pop of black. So here are some of the alphas alphabet stickers, and just looking at the time of my life in that photo and where I was at. It was a special weekend out with my hubby, so it was, I guess the title needed to be something like this. So it just says, so very blessed. It was a great weekend. And I made my own chipboard piece here using a sticker that says Radiant, and stuck it down to some chipboard and cut it out with my scissors. And then I use an emery board to smooth it out. I also got a little bit of the edges of the sticker itself because I wanted it to have that little white frame showing. So here I'm using some glossy accents. I also use this for a small little sticker on the title that I didn't show. I also use crackled accents for all my butterflies, and it looked really great because of the black soot on the edges. It just went really well. So this is some Guy Pure lace, some of the black Guy Pure lace from Wild Orchid Crafts that I just cut a couple pieces off for opposite corners of the layout, and it looks awesome. I love how it pops, the black pops with the elegant detail from the lace. It's beautiful. So here the title finds its home. And this is my favorite piece on the whole project, is my handmade floral spray using some Wild Orchid Crafts, two different styles of leaves and some ivory colored cherry blossoms that I use some Lindy's on to turn black. And I'll show you guys how to do that in a soon upcoming video so that you guys can make some of your own floral sprays from Wild Orchid Crafts. It's amazing and it's fun. It was fun to do. It took me a couple hours, but it was so much fun. So I couldn't find my crochet lace, and I know that I have some from Wild Orchid Crafts, and I wanted to use the color and the texture of it. So I just grabbed some from my stash and stretched it out there on the side, and I'll have to go in and still hunt for it because I know I have some. I just couldn't find it. I actually ironed this lace. I took it to my iron, stretched it out, pressed it so that when it crinkles up, it would have a nice smooth ruffle and it would look nice and even and not all like crunched up and folded over. So I used some pearls on a string in black and just lined it up in the very center there, and it just gives it a nice little pop and kind of goes with the polka dots on the tape there. So I had some ribbon, some sheer ribbon from a gift that a friend gave me, and grabbed that, made a bow for the bottom of the spray, and I'm gonna glue that down with some hot glue. But this was so much fun to make, you guys. Anybody can make this, I'm sure. So make sure you grab some of your favorite Lindy's, your favorite Wild Orchid Crafts flowers that you want to use for the spray. And yes, if you want some of your favorite Lindy's too, to color it the Wild Orchid Crafts flowers takes your colors very, very well. So this is, I think, Fuzzy Navel Peach on a gorgeous, large ivory gardenia. It's beautiful, beautiful size. I love the size. I love the texture. It's a flat, large gardenia, and you do have to fold your petals over a little bit to get the sprays down on there, but it's totally doable. Totally. Here I took off one of the butterflies to get another one of some laces from my stash here, and I glued it back down as soon as I had the lace tag down. And you can't see here, but I did, like I mentioned earlier, I did use some crackle accents for all the butterflies. Here's some jute twine that I have, and Walter Crafts does have some jute rope, and I just have never needed to get any because I have tons here. But if you're looking for some and don't have none, they do have up there. And you know, Walter Crafts is like a one-stop shop. I know that's like everybody says that, but it is. You have, I mean, a widespread of products to get from the website, um, for when your flowers and then your lace, and they have cameos, they have buttons, they have twine, they have adhesives, they have bling, they have flat back pearl packets, charms, like amazing charms, fabric flowers, fabric bows. They've got tons of stuff. And then there's a lot of new products that have come over into the store as well. So I'll be sharing some of those too soon. Have a small haul to share with you guys, and show you the flowers and the new trims that have come in. So stay tuned for that. And you know, I had these little poppies that were a gift in one of my packages that I purchased some flowers from Wild Orchid Crafts, and they gave me this little packet of free poppies. And it fit perfectly on this layout. The cream color with the black little stamens in the center popped perfectly. So I grabbed those, and I think I used the entire packet except for one. There was like 6 of them in the packet. So thanks, WOC. Here's some beautiful trellis roses. That one's actually a wild rose. There is a one trellis rose down in the corner by my photo. There's another cherry blossom that was ivory that I painted in that charcoal gray color, which is the same color that I used for the floral spray. And there's 2 different leaves that I use on the floral spray too. So make sure that you grab some of your favorite stuff so we can play in a couple days when I get the video up, so you guys can make your own. Another poppy for the corner of the title there. See the little sticker on the top right of the title? That's another one that I added some glossy accents to. So the peach flower up at the top is from a Prima pack, and it was already that peach color, so I decided to just use it. And this is a little from a crystal stamens that I took apart, a little heart, and it's in black, and it's a crystal, so I use that. And that's another thing too, is some of the stuff from Wild Orchid Crafts you can take apart if you want to and mess around with it. You can always alter all kinds of different stuff. So this is some bling that I have in my stash, but Wild Orchid Crafts does carry some Prima bling and some little flat or packets of bling that you can actually make yourself if you want to make some swirls yourself. So I used some leftover smaller blings from that packet and used them for the bodies of the butterfly. All of them actually. Here's some more lace from my stash that I'm adding to the very bottom corner. It just needed something else down there, and besides flowers, so I added just a little bit of a little strip of lace. And here's my little chipboard piece that I made with the sticker, and just set it up there. It says Radiant on there, and so there's that. Actually left the fingerprint mark, so I have to put my heat gun on it for a second to melt it back down. But there it is. So head over to Wild Orchid Crafts YouTube channel, and over on their website, I have the links below the video here, and you can head over to thejulebox.com and the link to the post for detailed pictures and product links and information over on my blog. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, you guys. Jule signing out of the Jule Box for Wild Orchid Crafts.